pressing deadline, which is why we did it when we had to before the commissioners meeting, just to meet the 3 o'clock deadline last Friday afternoon. Or in my case, it was 11:30, so it wasn't in the afternoon. But be that as it may. Several weeks ago, we were notified that the Veterans Trust Fund was making grant funding available for various veterans-related initiatives. The funding was available to county governments as well as nonprofit and veterans service organizations. One of the initiatives that was eligible for funding was Veterans Courts programs for counties. We were eligible to apply for up to $20,000 in the maximum allotted for that initiative. So the timing was great because as of January 1st, we are beginning a new Veterans Court program here in Lebanon County. So the application really asked for funding to defray some of the expense of administering that program, in particular going toward the salary of the adult probation officer who will be assigned to supervise participants in the Veterans Court program, about $1,000 for drug testing supplies, about $300 for the cell phone calls for the adult probation officer, and then also about $500 worth of rewards in the form of gift cards that the Veterans Court team and Judge Tylwalk would be giving to participants who complete successfully the various phases of the program, graduate for the program, and really comply with all the directives and mandates that will be part of this program. The application was submitted. We didn't hear any feedback. I think the grant year actually starts on June 1st, even though obviously our program will start January 1st. So we'll be 6 months into the new program before the budget cycle would begin. We will know officially in March whether or not we've been approved. But it was good timing, and we asked for your permission or your approval of this grant application. And hopefully the process will go forward and be a benefit for us.
It would be a distinct honor to make a motion to implement the Veterans Court. I see it as another alternative, another tool in our toolbox, if you will, and I'm really excited that this is on the table. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, we felt today was a good opportunity to formally announce with you folks the Veterans Court program. So I don't want to interfere at this point for you dealing with John's request first, but there are just a couple of things I'd like to say then about the program and the process.
Anticipating your remarks, I'll second the motion.
You can make your remarks and then we'll
Well,
vote.
I wanted to say that I think we're very fortunate that we've had the collaboration of a number of people to get us to the point where we can actually start our Veterans Court program. It's been talked about for years, and frankly, our court system has had a tremendous interrelationship with the VA for a decade at least. A lot of conversation, a lot of give and take. And a lot of recognition, I think, by us, by Sally and those in the system, that there are veterans who end up in the criminal justice system with a specific set of needs that we would try to meet in terms of treatment. In the past, we did not start a formal program, not because of any reluctance on my part, believe me, or on Sally's part or anyone in the system, but rather, do we need to have a whole separate bureaucratic process for a group of people if we are actually meeting the needs of those people with our normal process? And I think we've gotten to the point now where there's a recognition that there is a group of people that are kind of falling outside the bounds of DUI court or outside the bounds of Crossroads, that we want to provide the treatment component in the same way as we do for those folks. So it was really probably about 6 months ago, I guess, that we really got serious about this. We've had nothing but cooperation from those stakeholders. Jimmy Dunmoyer's been involved. We've been involved with MHIDEI. We have representatives from a number of groups as well as the VA. The VA has been nothing but cooperative. So we are ready to go. And I think the great thing about starting the program now and being able to start it is that we really don't have to come to you and say, hey, we need a boatload of money, or actually we need any money to start this program. We've looked at things from a budgetary standpoint, from a personnel standpoint, and we're ready to go as of the 1st of January without coming to you for a request for any type of funding. It's been interesting for me over the last 5 years. In about November of every year, I would get a letter from 4 senators from the Veterans Committee in the Senate, and they would say, hey, why don't you guys have a Veterans Court program? We would suggest that you have a Veterans Court program. And the very last sentence would always be, or the very last paragraph, although we're encouraging you to do this, you should understand that the Senate doesn't have any money to give you to do this. So I was able to respond to the 4 senators headed by Senator Leach this year and say, hey, we're ready to start the program, but you know what, you really ought to rethink this issue about whether you have funds available. If you want counties to jump into this, which they would like us to do, as with the AOPC, it would be nice if there was some funding out there. We're fortunate that we're in the position that we are in to be able to do this without funding. There aren't other counties, though, that are as fortunate. So we're really enthusiastic about this. I will be the judge that oversees this program, just as I do Crossroads and DUI Court. It will involve a mentorship aspect where Mike Chabitnoy from Mid-Penn Legal Services, who is a veteran himself, has volunteered to be our mentor coordinator. There was a nice article in the Daily News about the beginning of the program. So we're really excited, I think, about this opportunity, really anxious to get started. And I'm sure that we can look to you for support going forward. I know it's something that Commissioner Litz and I have talked about previously, and I'm hoping that we can enjoy your backing as we go forward here. So I hope you'll look at it as another one of those programs that we're trying to implement to really provide the proper treatment for individuals to make sure that they don't recidivate, lessen the burden at the prison, but really to provide direct help to those in need. The treatment and or counseling that people will be receiving will be primarily through the VA at no expense to us. So it's really a great, great collaborative program, and I'm pleased that I can announce today that we're good to go.
It sounds like it's a way to stretch our dollars, because we're getting 20,000 free services from the vet hospital. Well, I'm thinking positive.
Yeah.
And so, like I say, I'm so excited. I'm curious, though, have you established the amount for the gift cards?
Now, there are different levels of rewards that we will give, just as we do in DUI court. It depends on which phase you are in, what phase you are graduating into, what you've accomplished in the program. So it really just kind of depends.
And there are a number of other rewards that aren't monetary.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So the monetary awards supplement other rewards.
Now, these folks are going to be coming to court twice a month to see me in court. One of the rewards for them might be to say, you don't have to come twice, you only have to come once. They might view that as a better reward than money, that they don't have to deal with me. You never know. But we do have a variety of things that we do besides monetary awards.
Well, we're going to vote here in a minute, but did you want to say
No,
something?
I just to vote.
Yeah, thank you for the reminder, because at my age, I need to be reminded sometimes. I just want to say, in response to this, that I so much enjoy and I'm impressed by the DUI court. I think I've been to every one of those graduations since I've been a commissioner, and the testimonials of some of those folks and so on is just, it's inspiring, and I assume that with the same management style that the results from this court will be similar. So
Well, we're
I'm
hopeful.
looking forward to it, so thank you.
And I saw the goal there is to reduce the population at the prison below the 500 level, and that's a good goal.
Well, we've got some good things going, you know, with the day reporting center and everything. It's exciting times, I think.
Yes,
So.
I agree.
Commissioner
All right.
Ames,
Yes.
just as a plug, our DUI court statistics are 70%, we have a 70% success rate, which is 20% above state average
Wow.
for intermediate punishment
Incredible.
programs. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Now you want to say something?
Well, I just want to thank, the only thing I have in my head is thanking John for his diligence in chasing down these grants.
No,
I
absolutely.
mean, he's like, bird dogs all these things for us, and make sure we get our piece of the pie from whatever it's the offerings are up there, so thanks, John.
And
So
they're,
now-
Thank you
they're
very
very
much, sir.
well written
I
too.
thought we said
Thank you.
everything. No, we didn't.
Hope they like it at the other end, I don't know.
I have a question about the
Appreciate it,
grant.
thank you.
I
You
thought
do?
they were very clear and concise.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, this may kill the whole thing. We have
Jamie has a
questions.
Jamie,
question
right,
about the
you know?
grant.
'Cause I'm,
Put the
yeah,
damper on
let me,
it.
yeah, all right, let me be the
Yeah.
analyst, the analyst here. Referring to the prison population, the
Right.
last statement in the grant narrative says that the LCCF population should remain under 500 all times. Is that an observation or is that a condition?
It's an observation.
More of an observation,
All right.
we had to do
I mean, it is,
performance
it has
measure.
been. We're about
Right, oh
480
yeah,
for a
right,
while,
and that was
but-
just kind of, any reason, because I think at the last siege, I mean, that was
Yeah.
something the warden Carnes and said if it would consistently below 500,
We were, what, 494?
something like that,
I
right?
just wanted
yeah,
to make
yeah.
sure that we didn't have to promise that for this grant and then
No.
all right.
No.
No, I did not read that into the application.
All right.
I thought maybe we could, you know, lower that number to 450. but-
Oh, sure, well,
Now that we got the dangerous stuff out of the way, would we like to vote on the motion? All those in favor of approving the grant application indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? It's a done deal.
2 straight 3-0 votes, wow.
here we go.
And then chief clerk
Christmas miracle.
/ devil's advocate.
That's right, yes, yes. Isn't that part of your title?
I think so.
I
It
think
should
so
be.
too.
You don't also mention the administrative fee. You'll have the administrative
Oh, yeah, as part of this, there is an administrative fee that we're charging these participants, just as we do for DUI court and whatnot, and it's $500 is what the administrative fee is. So, from a sustainability standpoint, we will be generating some funds through the program itself. There could be people that are on house arrest with electronic monitoring as part of the program. So we'll be self-sustaining as to some aspects of the program because of that.
Cool.
Okay. Any other questions or?
Just Miracle on South 8th Street, that's it.
Well, we keep trying here.
Thank
so.
you.
Okay, thank
Thank you,
you.
Merry
Commissioner.
Christmas,
Thank you very much.
Same
Merry
to you
Christmas.
all too, as well. Even you, Mr. Grinch.
Thanks.